Hey guys, good evening again. So far no one has actually watched any of my videos, so it is what it is. I honestly didn't really expect anyone to look at them anyway. So I'll continue sharing regardless. Okay, so last night I talked about the first dream I had and pretty much just how weird it was. So today I'll talk about the second one. Okay, so this one, if I'm not mistaken, was back in 2014. So about 2 years later, after I had the first one. Okay, so in this dream, I was back home, and to give a little bit of background, I was not born in the United States. If you can't tell by my accent, I am Hispanic, so I was born in um, I guess you could call it part of Central America. At any rate, I was back home and I was actually walking down Main Street, um, and on my way, as I was walking, I kept seeing familiar faces that I used to see as a kid before I traveled. And as I am walking, it is the middle of the day, and all of a sudden, there were no people. Everyone just kind of disappeared. So, but at first I didn't think it was strange at all. I simply just kept walking. So I get to a corner of the street, and before crossing, so I stopped. I looked up, I could see the sun, it was right overhead, and then a little bit up to the right, I think in the a little bit to the west, kind of, I I saw a star. Think about a star in the middle of the day. At first, I didn't really think much of it, and I kind of just took my view back to face the front, and I was about to start walking. And as I took the first step, I stopped, and I began thinking to myself, you know, wait, how can there be a star in the middle of the day? That doesn't seem right. So I looked up, and I just kept staring at the star. And at first, um, I thought I might have been hallucinating things, but then I looked at the star, I looked at the sun. It's like, okay, it's the sun. I keep looking at the star. Well, the star keeps getting brighter and brighter as time goes on. So I start feeling and thinking, okay, that's not right. So anyway, I keep staring at this star, and it gets to a point that it gets so bright that I can't stare directly at it. So I put I stretch out my hand towards the sky to cover it, to cover the star. And as I covered it, a little bit up to the side, to the right hand side of it, or to the right hand side of my hand, and I see kind of like the shadows, the outlines of well planets. So that's when I realized that star was actually a sun much like our own, and it was kind of like a solar system, a different solar system that is dragging planets on its way, to us. So, for the first time in my life, as this star kept getting closer with all the planets in tow, and as the planets just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and their outline gets even more noticeable, I, for the first time, felt dread, fear. I felt I felt dread like I have never felt before. Because at that moment I realized that, well, what awaited us was destruction. And that feeling was so intense that I actually woke up sweating. That has never happened to me, ever. So that was a first. And it caught me by surprise a little bit. Um, so yeah, that ended that dream there as I woke up. So excuse me, I'm a little. Anyway, um, that was the second dream about, I guess, an approaching planet that spells doom and destruction. Uh, yeah, what do you guys make of it? Uh, not like anyone's, not like anyone's probably going to watch these videos anyway. At any rate, I guess this just take the burden or just put it out there. Okay, well, that's it for tonight. I guess I'll record it in the next one tomorrow night. Good night.